I'm going to call the city attorney's office because I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to file a lawsuit against these people. I want to understand the way they work because when I know that I have to do this right in order to, uh, so I don't mess up on the first try. So I'm going to call the Greeley City Attorney's office to ask them some questions, and generally they don't like to answer questions because they want us to be stupid, and they're just basically chicken because they're scared of the legal system, and Americans are just really scared. Yeah, who is speaking?
This is Nita. May I help you?
Nita, yeah. This is the city's attorney's office, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, do you guys represent the city?
We do.
Okay. So are the people of the city, are they a separate entity than the city? These people are scared. Yeah. She would not answer any of my questions. Obviously, they are not there for me.
You have reached the office of the Greeley City Attorney and the voicemail of Nita Schmidt. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 and 1 to 5. Please leave a message. Thank you. Turn the tone. Please record your message.
Yeah, just curious. Why do you guys even have a phone number if we can't ask you questions? I mean, don't you think your number should be private to where I would not have access to it so that I would have the opportunity to ask you questions? I guess I just don't understand. It kind of seems like you guys want to keep us dumb and you don't want us to know anything, and it seems like this government is a bunch of chickens that are scared to answer questions. Man, tell you what. City Council. Let's see if there's anybody in City Council that I can call. Yeah, she did. Yeah, they don't like to answer questions.
$9
9741. Boy, I'll tell you what, trying to get anything out of government is like pulling teeth. They obviously don't like me because I'm not
You have reached the Greeley City Clerk's office.
a good slave.
Destiny Adana, Assistant City Clerk. Please leave me a message, and I will return your call at my first opportunity. If you need immediate assistance, dial 0 now to reach another member of the City Clerk's office. One moment, please. City Manager's office, this is Russ.
Hey Russ, this is Dwayne Brothwell. I'm trying to figure out how you guys work so that way I can understand your system. Is that possible?
Hold on just a minute.
There's so much stuff here, it's like a field day just trying to get to the front door. We're hoping this guy's here so we can check this place out.
Common sense.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Mike, this is Frank.
We were just driving by, we see your collection of stuff out here.
Yeah, we saw all the rusty gold.
Yeah, look at you, all kinds of stuff.
I would say that common sense is that I cannot comply or serve or be subject to a system that I don't understand. I think that's common sense.
Are you like me? I've got one of those things where
I don't know.
organized mess.
Oh, wow, this is overwhelming. There's heaps of stuff everywhere you look.
What are these over here?
I mean, I don't even know where to start.
What do you got going on over here?
Dwayne,
Yes.
I'm going to get you down to Betsy. Hold on just a moment.
I'm not going to get a voicemail, am I, Russ?
No, you're not. Hold
Okay, hey.
Sold by Sears and
Isn't it common sense that in order for me to comply with a system or
and they didn't sell a lot.
a set of rules that I understand the system?
Dwayne, I'm going to get you down to Betsy and she's going
That's
to
a hard question, huh? That's tough. That's a tough question.
Even a piece of it. It's like, I gotta rescue it. I'd do it justice more than the bicycle crip there.
Here might be able to pick that.
Credit card shop. This is Betsy.
Betsy,
Really good.
I'm thinking that it's common sense that if I am going to be in compliance or serve or be subject to any kind of system, whether it be city, state, government, any kind of system, that I should understand the system, I would think. Well, would you agree with that?
What system are you talking about?
I'm just asking if you'll agree with that.
Now,
That's
what system
first-
are you talking about?
51, something like that. Those were popular when they.
Ma'am, what relevance is that?
Well, I'm just so I know
I-
which system you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't understand what
any
system you're
system.
talking about.
Ma'am, any system.
Okay, well, I don't know.
You don't know.
No,
That's a tough one, huh?
I know.
Yeah. That's really tough. That's a
There's
tough.
a lot of systems. I would agree that you need to understand systems.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do, Betsy, but it seems as though the city doesn't want to cooperate in helping me to understand their system in order for me to have a clean conscience to go ahead and serve their will. I mean, in my opinion, our forefathers did away with slavery, and I don't want to be a slave to a system that I don't understand. And frankly, I don't understand your, I mean, I think I do. I think I understand your system. I think it's corrupt, and I think that there's a fraud being committed because they don't teach us the inner workings of it. So I think I know, but why am I having such a hard time with government answering any of my questions? I mean, are they hiding
I can
something?
answer that for you. I just don't know
Yeah.
why you don't understand.
Well,
that.
you know, like for one thing, I just tried to call the city attorney because I'm going to sue you guys. Well, I don't know if you represent the city or not, but I want to sue you guys for fraud because you guys did not explain the birth certificate to us. You didn't explain the Social Security card contract with us. And according to my understanding in contract law, in order for a contract to be valid, both parties must have full disclosure of all the details of those contracts. And I believe that when our parents sign the birth certificate, they are giving us away the ownership of its children over to the state, and they did not tell us that. And I believe that that's a fraud, and I believe I can sue you guys for that.
Okay.
And I just tried calling the city attorney, and they hung up on me. I want to ask them, do they represent the city or do they represent me? Who do they represent? I mean, why would the city be an enemy of me? I mean, see, there's a lot of things I don't understand. I mean, if they want me to pay them money to build a house, that common sense says it's my right to build a house any way I feel like I choose to build it. And why do I have to have somebody to tell me how to build a house? See, there's just simple things that I just don't understand. Why do I got to pay the city to tell me how to build a house? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Where did we get to that process? And I believe it's because of the Social Security card, which you give up your rights and you're entering into a system where you are now subject to someone else's will. See, we never had that at the founding of our country. We never had these contracts. We used to record the birth of our children in the Bible. Now it's recorded with the state, and then they say it's a record. The birth certificate is a record, but why do we got to use it for the Social Security card? And then a driver's license, and then every other document, government document, if it's just a record. A lot of things I just don't understand, and I want answers. I don't like being taken advantage of. Would you agree?
Well, I don't know how to help you understand that part.
Yeah. You know, Betsy, you sound like a good old-fashioned lady that I don't think you've ever been taught this stuff, have you? You sound like someone with a little common sense.
Probably not from the views that you're speaking of. So, sorry I'm not able to help.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, who do you represent? Are you standing on behalf of the government?
I would say no.
No. Do you work for the government?
I do.
You work for them, but you're not really standing.
I don't represent the city.
Okay, so you're just basically collecting a paycheck from the city to do a certain job then?
Well, I do get paid for doing a job, yeah.
Oh, okay. What is your duties there, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just trying to learn, ma'am. If you don't mind me asking, I'd really appreciate it.
You bet. My title is city clerk.
Okay.
And that involves licensing. It involves liquor licensing, to be more specific, records management. I serve as clerk to council and do election administration.
What do you do with the city council, ma'am?
Clerk to council?
Clerk to council?
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't have to do with the city council members?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Why, if the city council is representing us, are they representing the people?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They represent me.
They represent the citizens of Greeley.
Okay, citizens. Now, I understand that does have a different definition in the legal language, which means that you're of something.
Sounds like you have a better handle on that than I do, so.
Yeah, you know, ma'am, it seems that I have a better handle on it than most of the people that are receiving a paycheck to tell me what to do.
It could be.
To me, that's not, common sense tells me that I shouldn't have to listen to you because you don't have any answers.
Sure, you don't.
Yeah, yeah, and
You called here, so if there's something I'll try and help you if I can. That doesn't sound like I'm able to answer the questions the way you want them answered.
well, yeah, okay. I did call one of the city council members, and I actually talked to them at a city council meeting. I can't remember the guy's name, but he said he would talk with me about the subject of the birth certificate and social security card, and then after I spoke at the city council meeting, and then after I called him the following day, he did not return any of my calls. So it's making me wonder, maybe he's not representing me, maybe he's representing the majority and doesn't care less about any individual's rights. Do you think that's true? Or, that's kind of what I'm gathering.
Well, I would not agree with that.
That what? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Does he represent us as the majority or as the individual?
He represents the community. He's elected by the voters of the community.
Okay, so the majority. So the majority actually in your system can actually, vote away the rights of an individual, it sounds like. Is that true?
I wouldn't think so.
No?
No, I wouldn't agree.
No. So if the majority says, hey, yeah, let's make people get license, and a license is actually a system of slavery where you have to ask and beg somebody to do something, Wouldn't that be taking away the right of an individual? And so therefore I wouldn't have any rights to do anything. Does that make sense?
No.
No. I know Thomas Jefferson said majority is mob rules. Have you ever heard of that? Wow. Sounds like our schools didn't teach us much history, did they?
I know.
Yeah. Thomas Jefferson also said a democracy is two wolves and a lamb voting for what's for dinner. So it's kind of sounds to me like the majority would have the ability to vote away a person's rights.
Well, it sounds like you've done quite a bit of research. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out all the other questions.
Oh, I feel as though I do have them figured out, but, you know, I'm trying to...
Just challenge others.
Well, you know, it's like a cop. When he pulls somebody over, you know, he's hoping to get some information from somebody that he suspects is involved in a crime. So one of the things that he looks for when he's dealing with somebody who's not guilty is someone who will answer questions, and I'm finding it very difficult to get anybody in government to answer any questions. I appreciate your time.
Sure.
You know, I've called Mark Udall, and he calls the cops on me. He doesn't even like me to have a video camera or anything over at his office. He won't even answer my questions, won't return phone calls or nothing. I was outside of his office and I asked him if I could talk, and they said I had to make an appointment, so I made an appointment right there as I was talking to him through the crack in the door and requested an appointment and didn't get one. Never responded back. It's like they just don't want to answer any of my questions. I don't know if you know this, but George Washington called this system that we have a fraud, and so did Edward Mandell House, who was a banking advisor to Woodrow Wilson in 1913. They both admit and agree that this system is fraudulent because people are not given full disclosure of the full details of the contracts.
It sounds like you have the ability to find out the information that you need and educate yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, actually what I do here is I present the evidence that I've tried to talk with government, and obviously since they can't answer my questions, there's simply and obvious that there's something wrong, and they're guilty of, the government is guilty of something. So that's what I like to do. Okay, Betsy.
Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.